Okay, so here's the deal. I was originally planning on forgetting about this channel, as I kinda had given up on it. But the Democrats have gone and done something so unbelievably stupid. I just had to come back and make a video about it. Now you may be asking, what did they do now? And well, to answer that question, we're gonna have to go back to the root of the problem, which is President Donald J. Trump. Yeah, you pretty much guessed it. That if the Democrats have an issue, it came from Trump, but nevertheless, it happened. It happened just the same.
Somehow or other, it came just the same.
So on November 27th, and now I know that was a long time ago, but November 27th, Trump made a post on Truth Social, which I will not be reading all of it. You can go and see it for yourself on his platform. But included in the president's post was this, and I quote: "The seriously retarded governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz, does nothing either through fear, incompetence, or both." And then the president went on to criticize Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, but that is a completely different can of worms that I don't care to open today. Now, I will say that I don't agree with the rhetoric that President Trump so often uses, and I do believe a president of the United States should have a lot more control over what he says online and in person. But this is just the beginning, folks. We haven't even gotten to the good part yet. Over a week ago, on December 4th, Governor Tim Walz made a comment on President Trump's remark. So I'm going to go ahead and play that clip and you can listen to it.
This creates danger. And I'll tell you what, in my time on this, I'd never seen this before. People driving by my house and using the R word in front of people. This is shameful. And I have yet to see an elected official, a Republican elected official, say, "You're right, that's shameful. He should not say it." So look, I'm worried. We know how these things go. They start with taunts, they turn to violence. So deeply concerned.
This creates danger. We know how these things go. They start with taunts and they turn to violence. This is what Governor Tim Walz had to say about this. Now, I will again say this. I don't think that the president should have called him a retard in the first place, and is most definitely not right to be driving past Walz's house and saying these things about him. But the problem is that problem I have is that it's all of a sudden the wrong thing to be using bad rhetoric. The Democratic Party's main talking points this past year has been about how the Republican Party is full of Nazi, racist fascists. And now all of a sudden it's wrong to call people names. I'm not trying to support this name calling. I'm just appalled by it. My sole problem is just how the Democratic Party is handling it. It brings me back to July 13th from last year. All I can remember is about how after the soon-to-be President Trump was shot that day, all ads against him were taken down. President Biden said something along the lines of, "We need to cool down political tension," and don't quote me on that. And we cooled down in politics for a week, and then we went right back to the name calling. It also brings me back to a few months ago on September 10th when Charlie Kirk was shot and killed. It stemmed from all the name calling the Democratic Party does. And now it seems as if they're in this awkward state where they want to keep it going, but they can't because it would absolutely destroy them. So now they're trying to pull the Uno reverse card. They're acting as if are the innocent ones here, and we will always it was always the Republican Party who did it all, and it's crazy. As a matter of fact, earlier this week, Governor Gavin Newsom of California uploaded a clip from one of his podcasts. As we know, I don't know if you know, but he's been doing a lot of podcasts trying to reach the youth for his 28 bid for president, as it's his last year to be in office as governor. But he posted this on his official X account. So, yeah.
Whoever the next president needs to be their parent. We can't keep this up. We're polarized. We're traumatized. We're exhausted. I can't even conceive of 3 more years of this. It really is. I mean, what's happening to our kids? Their brains are already being scrambled by social media and everything else we didn't even talk about. But this is their role model. A guy who calls someone a retard. A guy who calls someone a piggy. This is our role model, the president of the United States. Whoever the
Oh, I just love that. I absolutely love it. He thought he really cooked with this comment, but in reality, he got cooked. Okay. The official title to this post was, "Our children are watching a president who calls people retards and piggies. It's disgusting." And I'll say it once again. I do not support the president calling people names like this at all, and I think it's dishonorable to the president, but let's not stop there. Take a look at this. Do you see that? That is an official post by Gavin Newsom on his Twitter, X, whatever, his X account. And it specifically says in that caption, "Quiet piggy." This dropped on November 18th, and if you look at the post that he made, you can clearly see that this post was uploaded on the 12th of December. This was on the 18th. So barely even under a month, almost a month later after Newsom made this post calling Trump a piggy, he now is getting on Trump for calling people piggies. So when is it okay to call someone a piggy? Is it okay to call the president a piggy just because he calls others that? Because if you ask me, that sounds rather childish from Gavin Newsom. I almost wonder if he looks back and checks for his hypocrisy before posting things. And if not, he should probably really hire someone to do that, because that's a pretty embarrassing slip up for the governor of California for literally not even a full month ago to have posted, or at the time of this posting, to make a post calling the president a piggy, and then not even a month later say that it's disgusting and horrible that our role model's doing this. So if you're going to get angry at the president for using terms like that, don't use them yourself. Okay, I mean, it's pretty simple, and it's also not that hard to look back at your account posting history before you upload things, which would probably be a wise thing to do, especially if you're going to consider trying to do a 28 bid for the presidency. You should probably really be paying attention to what you upload, because that may just come back and haunt him later on. I mean, I kind of doubt it, but depending on who his opponent is, if he gets the Democratic nomination, which I wouldn't be too surprised, then I think he really has it in for him. But yeah, if you're going to use or get on somebody for calling someone a piggy, and then proceed to also call someone a piggy, like, just don't do that. Pretty stupid.